Hi guys, welcome to my home. It's Lauren. We're doing day 3 of Crocktober. It's not October 3rd, but this is the 3rd recipe I'm doing for Crocktober. It has been a long week. My 10-year-old had his tonsils out on Friday, so we've spent the whole weekend just kind of resting and everything like that. So I wanted something today for Sunday dinner that was just gonna be easy and like I know is gonna be a family favorite. So we're doing my Crock Pot Chicken Spaghetti today. Okay, I'm gonna do this the way I usually do it, mostly. But I'm doing a couple of changes because there's some stuff I need to use up and there's some stuff I wanna try. So, to my crock pot, I am adding in 2 chicken breasts. I'm just gonna add them straight to the bottom. On top of that, I'm doing 2 cans of Rotel. I'm using the mild because I'm not big into spiciness. You can use original, hot, whatever. You can adjust your spice level as hot as you want it to right here with the Rotel. I'm doing 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. There's one. And the other. If you want to mix all this up in a bowl ahead of time, you can do that as well. I like to just throw things in. Okay, also to this, I'm adding sour cream. Now normally I would tell you to add about half a cup. I'm gonna add whatever is in this. Like, I need to use this up so I can order a new one this week because it's not enough to make any of my normal recipes. So I'm just gonna use what is left in the bottom of this. And I'm just gonna add that in. I'm not gonna stir all of this together right now. I will in a little bit after it cooks for a little while, but I'm not going to right now. I'm gonna get the rest of the chicken soup out of these so we're not wasting anything. And then I'm gonna add a block of cream cheese and we'll be ready to do our seasonings. Now, I have been making chicken spaghetti for years and years, and I haven't actually made it in a while. I made it the other day, like a few weeks ago, and I forgot how much I loved it. And so when I was trying to figure out something to make for this afternoon, this was just comforting and warm, and we just love it. We love it every time. I'm gonna move all this out of the way. Like I said, we're adding a block of cream cheese right on top. And as usual, my cream cheese always sticks to the wrapper, and I can never do this neatly. I'm trying not to touch it. Okay, and I'm going to add a packet of ranch. Okay, I'm gonna add my whole packet of ranch right on top. I'm gonna follow that up with a little garlic powder. This is all to taste. If you don't like these seasonings, don't use them. They personally go in all of mine. Doing some onion powder, some salt, and some pepper. If all you want to do is a ranch packet, that's all you got to do. You can just season it with the ranch packet and that will be enough. I'm just doing a little bit of extra flavor. In fact, I want even more extra flavor, and this is something I do in a lot of my recipes. And I add a little bit of chicken bouillon. It just really makes that chicken flavor pop. Okay, just sprinkling that right over the top. And then this is gonna go on high for 4 hours. About 3.5 hours in, I'm gonna take the top off, I'm gonna stir it, then I'm gonna add in all of my shredded cheese. This is probably my cup of shredded cheese and heavy whipping cream. But we're gonna let this cook for 3.5 hours first. So let it cook and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we've had it cooking on high for 4 hours. It smells fantastic. I have already pulled out the chicken and I just shredded it. But I'm gonna go ahead and stir in our cheese before I put that chicken back in. And like I said, I'm doing about a cup and a half of cheddar, shredded cheddar. Put that in. I'm just gonna mix it up really well. And I don't want this to be gummy. That's where the heavy whipping cream comes in. So we're just gonna let that melt down. And I'm gonna add in just a little heavy whipping cream to make it even creamier. I'm gonna add maybe half a cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna give that a good stir. Ooh, look how good that looks. This one-handed, so sorry guys. There's the chicken that I have already shred it up just with a couple forks. It was fork tender. It was so easy to shred. So we're gonna let this melt and keep combining, and then once our noodles are boiled, I'm gonna throw them in here. And so our noodles are done, and we're just gonna add them straight into this sauce. I cooked an entire pound of noodles, and I'm a little worried it's gonna be too much, but we do have 3 teenage boys coming tonight, so I probably should have added some more chicken to this, but it was a surprise, so we're gonna see. So I'm actually gonna add half of this first and stir it in and see what I think. And then if we can add the rest of the noodles, we will, but I don't want this to get dry. So I got half the noodles in here. Now I'm just gonna mix them into the sauce. Look how good that looks. It's so creamy. So this is such an easy recipe. I've been making it for years and years for my family. And with just this few, just simple ingredients you probably already have in your pantry, you can throw this together and it's a delicious meal that's super, I'm not gonna say it's fast because you're taking 4 hours to make it. You can make it in the Instapot a lot quicker. You can make it on the stove top, but it's just a really easy recipe to use. And it has a lot of flavor and it's absolutely delicious. All right, so I put a little bit more of those noodles in. I just wanna make sure the sauce isn't dry. Now, if you wanna freeze this, and it does freeze really well, do not freeze it with the noodles. Just put it in it, like let it cool, put it in Ziploc bags, put them in your freezer flat, let them freeze that way first, and then you can stack them in your freezer, but don't freeze it with the noodles. When you're ready to cook it, you can thaw it in the fridge. I am gonna add it in the whole pound. You're gonna thaw it in the fridge, and you can either put it into your crock pot, put it on your stove top, however you wanna cook it, and then cook your noodles separately and add them like I'm doing like this. So I'm not planning on freezing this. This will be leftovers for the week, but if I did want to freeze it, I would have probably pulled out about half of the sauce, froze that, like bulked our freezer up with that, and then we would eat the rest for dinner. Okay, so this is your texture. You see how thick that is? If you want to, you can put this in a casserole dish and put more cheese on top of it and bake it. I don't want to do that. I want to dig in. So let's take a look. This is one of my absolute favorite things to eat. This is gonna be so hot. That's okay. It just comes out perfect every single time. It's so consistent. It's such a consistent recipe. Of course, when you're using a crock pot liner, be careful when you're stirring it. You don't want to rip it. But this is my 3rd contribution to Crocktober. Super easy. Let me know if you make it this week, if there's anything you would change about it. It's, like I said, one of our favorites. Super easy. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you in a couple days.
Wasn't hungry until I smelt this, and now I'm like, hey, why not?
Is it so good?
So good. So good.